All right, pre-calculus. In this video, we are in Unit 10, conic sections, and we are going to look at example 1. We might do more examples depending on how long this video is. Okay, so the first thing we're always going to do before we start graphing these is we're going to look at our equation. So notice that this is a y equation. That means it's going to open up or down. We have a negative here in front of a because remember, the form here for this problem looks like that. So the A is negative. That means that this is going to open down, and that means we're going to have an axis of symmetry just like that. So I'm just using that to help guide you through this. All right, so our vertex, this is the x value because that's h, and this is the y value because that's k. So the vertex, of course, is going to be -1, +5. The reason it's -1 is because the formula here is x minus h. So if there's a positive here, that means a negative had to be substituted in. All right, so that's where we're going to start. The axis of symmetry is always going to be, for this kind of parabola, it is going to be an x equals line, since it is a vertical line, and it will always go through the vertex. So whatever the x value is here, that shows me what the axis of symmetry will be. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what P is. Well, P is 1/4 times A. A is 1/8, and we just use the absolute value of it. The negative just tells us how the parabola opens. So we're going to have 1/4/1 times 1/8. We can reduce here, and we end up with 1/1/2, which gives me a 2. So that means that P is equal to 2. I'm also going to find the absolute value of 1/A. So 1/A is 1/1/8, and that, of course, is going to be 8. This right here is the length of the focal chord. That's what this is right here. Okay, once we get all of that done, we are going to go ahead and jump over here to our graph, and we are going to find these values from the graph. That's going to be the easiest way to find those. So the very first thing I'm going to do is graph my vertex. So it's -1, 5. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. That's my vertex. Since I know that this opens down, I know that my axis of symmetry will be right here. That's x equals -1. The next thing I'm going to take care of is this right here, the P. Okay, so since this parabola opens down, I know the focus is going to be below this vertex. It's going to be 2 from the vertex. Okay, so that's the focus. And then the directrix is going to be 2 above the vertex. Okay, so that P, remember, measures the distance between the directrix and the vertex, and it's the same distance as it is from the vertex to the focus. Okay, so this value right here is 5, 6, 7, so y equals 7. That's the directrix, and the focal point is at -1, 3. And now we're going to draw in the focal chord. So the focal chord is 8, and it goes through the focus. So if it's 8 long, that means that it's 4 to the right and 4 to the left for a total of 8 across. So those endpoints are right here. So that's -5, 3. And this one is at 3, 3. And now we're ready to draw our parabola. See, those focal point endpoints guide our parabola drawing. There you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so now I think we've got time in the video to do the example 2, so we'll go ahead and jump into that. So again, we're looking at our equation. We have a y equals, and this time a is positive. So I have this right here. That's my basic form. So this means that it is going to open up, and my axis of symmetry will be right there. My vertex, remember, there's H, there's K. Again, this is negative and this is positive, so that means -7, +3 for my vertex. That means my axis of symmetry is x equals -7. It's a vertical line because my parabola opens up. Okay, next thing, find P. So 1/4 times A is 1/4. So that just gives me 1/4/1 times 1/4. So that's just 1. And then I'm going to find the length of my focal chord, which is 1/1/4, which gives me 4. And now we're ready to graph. Remember, we're going to find the focal point, the directrix, and the endpoints from the actual graph. Okay, so I'm going to start with my vertex. I'm going to go over -7 up +3. Right there is my vertex. Since this opens up, I know that my axis of symmetry is right here, and that is x equals -7. I know that my focal point will be above my vertex this time, and it will be 1 away, so it's going to be right there. And I know that my directrix, or sorry, let's go ahead and put our focal point here. So that's going to be -7, +4. And then my directrix, of course, is going to be 1 under the vertex. So there's my directrix at y equals 2. And then let's find our focal chord so we can get our endpoints here. It measures 4 through the focus, so that's going to be 2 on this side, 2 on this side. So the endpoints of my focus, or my focal chord, sorry, is going to be -10, +4, and -5, +4. Okay, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Very cool. Oh, can't take me anywhere. Sorry, kids. That should be right there. Apparently, I can't count to 2. Jeez. Sorry, babies. Okay. So now we can draw our parabola. There you go. Groovy.